Hello and welcome to Gardening at 58 North. In this video I'm going to be doing an update on my Frangipani here. So it's been quite a while since I did my last update. I think it was well back in the summertime. And it was growing quite well. It had been recently repotted into its new self-watering pot. It's been in here now for over a year I think. It's done really well actually, the self-watering pot. I only need to water about once a month, maybe twice a month if it's very hot and sunny in the summer. But generally it's been doing well. It has been growing towards the window, so you can see it's facing this way at the moment. That's because it's been growing towards the window. And the reason I didn't turn it earlier is because I was trying to get the absolute maximum amount of light on this stem, because I thought it might flower soon, and it did actually produce a flower bud. You can see right in the centre there, you can get that to focus. Right in there, there's a little lump where there used to be a flower bud, and after the flower bud formed, it then branched these 3 branches, but unfortunately the flower bud just kind of withered up and died. I'm not sure why that is, possibly not enough light or not enough heat, I don't know. But anyway, didn't succeed, but at least it's branched now, which is good because you can see what a long stem that is without any branching. And I was going to cut it anyway if it wasn't going to flower this year. And what I might still do actually is cut it back to here at some point and then make a cutting from the top half, because that'll have 3 nice branches already on the plant, and I'll have a similar branching habit to how the actual mother plant is at the moment. And there is another stem over here which has a flower bud on at the moment. You can see that bud right in the middle once it's focused. That's actually a flower bud. You can see the 2 little dead bits on it. Isn't a good sign, because it looks like it might be dying off as well. So it looks like this bud might fall off. I'm not sure yet. Hasn't died yet. It's still alive, but as I say, it's not growing much, and there's a few dead bits already on the bud. So I think the bud will probably fall off again, but at least it will mean that the branch will create more branches, which will be good. So I'll give you a bit of the history about this Frangipani plant in case you haven't watched any of the other updates on my channel. So it's probably about 4 years old now that I've had it, so it's probably 5 or 6 years in total is the total age of the plant. I bought it on eBay 4 years ago. It was just a small plant. It was only about this tall, had several branches though, and it even had an extra branch where it accidentally broke off. I've now made a cutting from that, and that's up north, growing in a polytunnel. So it's done quite well. You can see it's grown a lot, and it's now a decent sized tree. You can see how much space it takes up in my living room. As I say, it's never flowered. I think that's because I've never had it in a sunny enough position. In the past I've had it away from the window, but the last summer I've had it at the window, and that's been the first summer where I've actually had flower buds develop, so that's good. So I'm starting to get there. Hopefully this summer there'll be enough sun and it'll be mature enough, and the pots, have a big enough pot and it'll be ready to flower, but we'll just have to wait and see. So what normally happens with this Frangipani is it tends to lose all its leaves in the winter time as it goes through a dormant period, and then it grows them all again in spring, but it's quite late. It's normally more like June until it really starts putting on any kind of obvious growth. So at the moment it's the end of January, beginning of February, so it's not growing any new leaves. You can see there's a lot of dormant leaves around the buds, and the other leaves are very small. It's pretty much completely stopped growing at the moment. This bud up here is an example of one that's not completely dormant, because you can see the young leaves are still got a little bit of growth in them. They're not completely dormant, unlike these little ones down here. So most years it loses all its leaves. I have had 1 year where it's kept them all. The reason for that is because it was quite a good sunny winter. I managed to keep the flat quite warm, and also they didn't have any thrips or any kind of aphids or anything on it, and it did quite well. This year I've had quite a lot of thrips. I've cleared them up for now, but have to wait and see if they come back or not. I just keep checking it every week to see if there's any new ones. So far so good. So because of that it's lost quite a lot of leaves, but it hasn't lost all of them, because now I've cleared up thrips. So if the thrips stay away, I should hope that this will keep its leaves and put on some good strong growth in spring, but I'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. So that's my Frangipani for now. You can see it is quite healthy, but being winter it doesn't look at its best. But I'll probably give you guys an update in spring when it starts to put on more growth, or if I'm lucky and this bud over here does actually flower, then I'll give you an update for that one. So that's all for now for my Frangipani plant. And so it's one of my favourite trees that I have in the flat, and it's certainly the biggest house plant that I own.